Hey, what's up, everybody? BDR44 coming at you another video. All right, so I have not watched a single second of Scoot Henderson. I want to make that very clear. I ain't watched none of it, but I've just been watching what's going on outside of the circumstance, and I just think that it's okay to mention what I'm going to say here. I personally don't think Scoot Henderson is in shape, and I do think he's dealt with a couple injuries back to back, and maybe even some off the court stuff that has to do with just being drafted to a situation, pushing Dame out, going into a new city. It's a lot of stuff to look at there. He may not be handling his early rookie season very well, but I don't think this is a situation where the Portland Trail Blazers need to panic. However, if they want to trade him to the Lakers, we'll take him. If you want to trade him, feel free. But I don't think that is necessary at all. And you're a tanking franchise, so if anybody can afford to let this be the case, with him struggle, it's y'all. With Brogdon in place, Simons in place, Mays in place. Mays came out of nowhere. So you got backups on backups on backups for guards if Scoot's going to continue to struggle. But what I see in Scoot, just from afar, is a guy who's just not in shape. The thing that Scoot can sell everybody is that I'm different genetically. But not everybody can be durable genetically. You can be muscle bound since you were 3 years old, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are somebody who's not going to, sustain injuries here and there. And that's what he's shown me, that he has some injury issues. But at the end of the day, we know this is a different type of dude when it comes to his strength and what he can do on the floor. And I just think he's going to need reps. He's a natural born assist maker, so he's going to make plays for others. But his shot is not falling and stuff like that. But I just remember a guy by the name of Markelle Fultz who had all the trouble in the world with his rookie season, and he's turned into a fantastic basketball player now. And granted, his injury issues have sustained, so that kind of capped off his ceiling, but he's still a heck of a basketball player 5-6 years down the road. And I don't think any different to Scoot Henderson unless he loses his desire to continue to work, or he just don't love the game. But I was listening to Ticket TV talk about he doesn't, Scoot ain't that guy. He don't have no dribbling skills. He don't really have any skills. And I did a little homework on him when he was with the G League, and I honestly think he's pretty good. Damn good. And his athleticism is crazy. And his strength is crazy. And his ability to pick people apart is crazy. So that didn't go away. He just needs to get in shape. And with the genetics that he has, getting in shape, and with his workout, what appears to me to be excellent workout habits, shouldn't be a problem him getting in shape. Now, our coach is going to be willing to work with him and be patient with him, but that depends on the Portland Trail Blazers. But I do believe he got a good coach for his position. Obviously, it's Chauncey Billups, big shot Chauncey Billups. So it's like, I just think it's entirely too early to really judge rookies. I remember a guy by the name of Michael Carter Williams, who after his rookie season we thought was going to be a Hall of Famer. Had one bad injury with some type of knee thing, and he hasn't really been much of a role player since. So it's a lot of different ways to look at that, man. But at the end of the day, Scoot Henderson is still in the first quarter of his season, rookie season, man. And then that comes with injuries that have already taken place. So if people are really done with Scoot Henderson, I think it's ridiculously immature. Or premature is the word I want to use. It's ridiculously premature to put him in a box to say he's a bust. And it's not even January of his rookie season. I mean, I'm just not certain that I'm in a position to tell you he's the greatest in the world, because I ain't seen him play. But I think that's the point. He really ain't had too many games in the NBA. I don't think he played much in his preseason. If I'm not mistaken, he was hurt then. And so leading up to that, he was hurt in the summer league. Was he not hurt in the summer league? If I'm not mistaken, he didn't really play much in the summer league either. So this is a guy who's been dealing with injury, and probably just needs to be shut down for a couple of weeks, months, or however this goes. Get him in the NBA gym, work him out, get him used to working out with the team. Have him do drills with a guy like Malcolm Brogdon early in the morning, maybe 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning, get him in there with some personal drills with Chauncey Billups and the other point guards. And he will come around, man, because he doesn't suck. And the guy doesn't go from the second overall best prospect to sucking in a matter of 6 months. That is not how this works, especially with somebody who's like 20 years old, man. So Scoot he's gonna have to find his confidence. I don't know how he feels about taking Dame's spot. That's probably a lot of pressure to put on a guy. When you wear his number, you pushed him out of the door. It's a lot. That's probably not the most ideal way to enter the league if you're Scoot Henderson, to be chosen over Dame, and then, okay, your franchise is yours. You got to follow in not only his footsteps, but Brandon Roy's footsteps, Clyde Drexler's footsteps, and everybody else who's worn a uniform. I just think that's a lot for Scoot when you're not healthy, especially. So that's what I want to say about Scoot. I'm going to shoot him a little bell. Maybe if I saw him play and he looked as bad as Ticket TV said he looked, maybe I'd have a more detailed criticism of the young fella. But I just think it's far too early to be looking at a player who ain't even played half of his rookie season healthy at all, and say, yo, he's a bust, or he sucks, or he ain't that guy, or any of those type of things that I'm hearing people say. It just doesn't sit well with me, knowing how long it takes for a player to develop. I'm going to tell y'all, in my humble opinion, it takes 4 years for most players to develop. And that doesn't include if you have an injury that keep you out for a season. And it may take 6 or 7 years for guys to develop. Well past their contract, their first contract. I look at a guy like Austin Reeves. He's in his 3rd year. He's not fully developed. You know what I mean? I look at a guy like Max Christie, we just put into the lineup. He ain't developed. Even a guy like Rui Hachimura we've had in the lineup as a Laker fan. Not fully developed. But we're relying upon him to be fully developed. A guy like Vanderbilt's been in the league for what, 4 years? Not fully developed because he's been missing this first half of the season, coupled with some of his game that he's still working on. So it's like, I understand people are in a ready-made instant grits type of year, era we're in right now. Everybody wants things to happen right now. Put it in the microwave, pull it out, and it's perfect. But that's not real. That's not how this works. And when you get past this era and you zoom into the future and you actually see where they're at years from now, you understand a lot of these issues that we're talking about don't exist. And they just don't exist. Just like we said with Markelle Fultz. The only problem anyone has with Markelle Fultz is his injury issues. And he's had several knee injuries and still plays at a high level. And this is somebody they said was done, couldn't shoot, had mental problems, all types of stuff they were saying about Markelle. And he plays just fine. So that's really what it comes down to, man. You got to give guys ample amount of time to develop in the NBA or in sports in general, especially when guys are getting off to a bad start with injuries. You know what I mean? And understand that guys get better with reps. In basketball, there's a lot of games to play. So holler at me when he's played 160 games. Let's see where he's at. Is he a starting point guard, healthy for 160 games? Tell me where he's at. If he's still playing like this, all right, we'll talk about something. But as of right now, he just ain't played enough reps to really live up to anything. And people love to throw you off a cliff and say you're not who you say you are or who people have said you are, because that's just how people are. They can't wait to see you fail. So if you come out struggling, you're a failure as opposed to somebody who's just coming out struggling. And that's just not what we do on this channel, man. We just know better. We're not that type of stupid, to be honest with you. I do believe that's a certain type of hatred that doesn't align itself with a whole lot of intellect. So, yeah, man, just take your time, Scoot. That's what I tell them. Get back to your workout regimen. Rest, get healthy, eat well. Eat well. And people don't understand how important that is in the NBA. If you got bad habits, bro, and I'm telling y'all from somebody who isn't overly athletic at all, but finds himself in his later years to be very durable, and it starts with the eating habits. I always worked out in my 20s, but I always had a chubby face and no six-pack, and it was because I did not eat well. I was always eating anything and everything I wanted to eat. If you're not going to eliminate sugar, you're not going to eliminate oils, you're not going to eliminate red meat, and you're not going to eliminate smoking weed and liquor, then you're going to have issues with your body that others who do eliminate those things are not going to have. So the people who want to be $260 million guys, they're going to have to eat well. If you're starting from where Scoot's at, your genetics are not going to be enough to get you where you want to go. You got to eat well. You got to work out enough. You got to drink plenty of water. You got to get plenty of rest. You got to keep stress out of your life. And if you don't have those elements in place, in order, then hell yeah, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle. So that's just something for everybody, man. BDL 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.